kids game on now. Alright, we good. Yo, should I start on the kids that are on the field or off the field?
We'll start with the kids on the field, then we'll just keep cycling.
Alright.
There's also one thing you wish you had a schedule of what was happening. This would be the best one.
Well, apparently nothing's going according to plan today, so.
Well, nothing's going according to plan because they don't give us a schedule. Here's the dumb part. If you're a freelancer, you get a schedule. I've done a freelance video and it's literally gotten a schedule. This is not a schedule. This is the one time when you wish you had a schedule so you can know what's happening.
Every other time when you're like, I'm happy I don't have a schedule, I don't have to do anything. I can do whatever I want.
Now it's kind of something cool is happening, so what are we going to do now? Games.
Well, that's like the drums of freedom are playing.
Do I smell or something? I'm looking here. I can't find a freaking lobster. Probably for a lobster. It's a real smell. You would think.
Ladies and gentlemen, Parkland football would like to welcome the North Parkland Buffaloes and South Parkland Trojan football players, cheerleaders, coaches, and their families in celebration of Youth Night. First up from South Parkland, the cheer coaches, co-commissioners Christy Gabesky and Taylor Mann. First up, the flags, coached by Gabby Santiago and Ashley Ambrose. Junior coaches, Bradley Souza, Bianca Wars, and Taylor Hott.
Welcome to Parkland TV and Film. I'm Tegan Trumba.
And I'm Abigail Wood.
And you're not dreaming. We have a football game tonight. And the Parkland Trojans are taking on George Washington from Philadelphia. The two biggest headlines this game are the 28 seniors that Parkland lost last year, two of those being their starting quarterback Luke Spang and starting running back Trey Trimba. Luke Spang is at Muhlenberg now, and Trey Trumba is at Army West Point. He's probably doing homework right now or staying at attention. So, and then our second biggest headline is the quarterback competition, a three-way quarterback competition between sophomore Blake Nastry and sophomore Finn Cohen, and then senior Asmani Guzman.
Asmani Guzman had some time to fill in quarterback when Luke Spang was hurt, so we'll see how he adapts. He is on the starting lineup, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. It is youth night tonight. There's only 4 home games this year for the Trojans. They have a little bit of a weird schedule. I think some of the teams that they play moved around. I'm not too sure what conference they're in now, but they only have 4 home games. So they every game there's going to be an event. So it's youth night tonight. Yeah, and you can see some of the future stars of Parkland football and future cheerleaders. So it's very exciting to see the future of Parkland. Another thing for this team is, they're really new. There is a lot of, I would say, inexperience for this team. There's a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors on this team. They did lose all those seniors last year.
They're going to have to step into a role this year, definitely.
Yeah. I think that this first game is just going to be a little bit of a learning experience for them. Obviously they do scrimmages, they're practicing every day before the season starts, but it's not the same as being under the Friday night lights in a live game. So it's going to be different for those players who didn't really get a chance to play last year because they were behind all those seniors, sitting on the sidelines. So it'll be really interesting to see this game. I'm very excited to see, how this season's going to play out for the Trojans. I think there's a lot of potential. And a lot of new faces we'll be able to see.
Yes,
so
definitely a lot of new faces, and just seeing how they adapt to their roles and what our team is going to do this year. And I think we're definitely coming back with vengeance from losing to Nazareth last year.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to see how this year takes us.
It was a heartbreaking loss last year for the Trojans. Most of the players were there for it, even if they played or not. They lost to the Nazareth Blue Eagles in the in the district championship. They lost to the Nazareth Blue Eagles, and it was a very close game up until the end. So that was a heartbreaking loss for them, especially in a district championship. So the familiar faces for this game. Obviously, we mentioned Asmani Guzman, who was supposed to get the start. He has some familiarity, taking some reps when Luke Spang was down. And then Leo Doberman at wide receivers returning, Reed Andrush at power back and linebacker. He's got some experience too. So there is some experience on this team, but it's minimal.
We have Preston Mertz and Parker Cusco, who have also shown some time, and TJ Lawrence, who is new, seems to be a pivotal player that Parkland is going to have this year. So
I think I believe TJ is gonna play a big role for this team this year. Last year he was very pivotal for the defense. He made a lot of plays at linebacker, so expect the same this year. And then on the offensive side of the ball, he will probably be playing a running back, as he came in when Trey Trumba was out last year. So he was only a freshman last year, and he shined on defense, made a lot of plays, and really did a good job at running back too when Trey was out. So we'll be able to see I'm very excited to see how this sophomore season goes for TJ Lawrence. I think he's going to have a very good 3 years for the Parkland Trojans now. So,
he will definitely be making a lot of our plays for tonight.
And there's some experience in Mason Marks is returning, Evan Saylor on the line. So there's some experience on the line too, which is obviously important for in this game. So
yeah. So let's go down to our youth night on the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for the Parkland Youth Association cheerleaders and football players. Now please clear the field.
Yeah, he's just captain. Yeah, he's captain too. That surprised me. Because they didn't really play a lot until last year. Oh, really?
The Parkland High School Music Boosters are thrilled to offer delicious dining to enhance this evening's game and band performances. Please make your way over to the far concession stand and take your pick from pulled pork over mac and cheese, a buffalo chicken sandwich, or a marching taco with your choice of toppings. Wash it all down with an ice-cold refreshment featuring soda, Powerade, iced tea, and water. The Parkland High School Music Boosters wishes to thank you for your generous support of the band this season. Go Trojans! So stop by and have a bite while supporting these wonderful musicians. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For your ringing entertainment, Parkland High School is proud to present the 2024 edition of the Parkland High School Trojan Marching Band. Under the field direction of drum majors Nathan Attia, Alan Sistrom, and Andrew Rivera.
Well, a lot of like. So he was going to supply all the
Tonight, we begin our pregame show honoring America with the traditional patriotic tune, My Country 'Tis of Thee.
I hear about him every once in a while because my in-laws' neighbor is from
This evening, we are proud to honor America's veterans and those who are currently serving in the military with our Armed Forces Medley, featuring the service songs of the United States Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, Navy, and Marines. If you have served or are currently serving, please stand and be recognized as your service song is played. The Air Force. The Army.
Oh yeah, I know now. They don't.
The Coast Guard. The Navy. We conclude our pregame performance with the playing of the most famous John Philip Sousa march, The Stars and Stripes Forever.
Not yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Parkland High School Trojan Marching Band.
Oh, really?
I guess I'll be going to some Emmaus soccer game. Yeah, the freshman.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right. We just started out. Yeah, that was our first year. Kids love it. And this was a huge track. Yeah. Yeah. My boys go for us, we both came up against the girl once. My boys played against the girl football and baseball. She was up there. Yeah. I'm surprised she wasn't on high school football team.
From college.
Yeah.
You a lawyer?
I'll see what's happening.
Walking room coming in.
Our best pictures of her and her baby. Oh yeah?
They look like they're serious.
Or stop trying.
Too long.
You know, when they split up, they had like four guys on the stage.
Okay.
The team is in trouble.
Huh?
Thank goodness.
I don't know what we're waiting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you can and remove your hats as the Parkland Trojan Marching Band plays the Parkland High School alma mater, followed by our national anthem.
Yeah.
Are they a good school or you don't know?
I guess they're all right.
Are they local playing or are they playing out in New York?
In New York.
Yeah.
Pottsville, New York. It's out on Staten Island.
Okay.
right, so we got a lovely showing by our band there. And now it's time for the coin toss, so we'll talk about our captains. Reed Andrush is our captain, Marcel Burden, Parker Cusco, Leo Doberman, and Mason Mark. So
they will definitely be leading our team tonight.
And I think that's going to be the biggest thing for this game is just finding that leadership in our seniors.
And who will step up.
Yeah.
Even in younger classmen, I think there will be leadership roles to fill.
Yeah, definitely stepping up, having leadership. It's an important thing on the field. Another thing, these teams really aren't used to each other. George Washington is from Philadelphia, so they had a little trip today to get here. That's why you see they don't have many fans. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how how the game goes because these teams aren't familiar with each other. They're not from the same conference. It's an out-of-conference game, so they never really played each other. So it's going to be. We'll see how this game goes. We don't really know the skill set of George Washington right now. So.
Speaking of fans, our fans are here tonight and so excited. And the Parkland Pack, which is led by high schoolers, chose the theme of Hawaiian, if you are wondering why we are wearing leis.
Yeah, so.
George Washington will start with the ball.
It's always so exciting the first game of the fall, getting everything kicked off. Youth night too, the first game. It's exciting to see all the little kids there. Probably all looking up to these football players, hoping to be on the field one day playing for the Trojans. So just a lot of excitement tonight, for the little kids, and then for the players too. A lot of them, this is probably their first time getting on the field. So a lot of nerves, a lot of excitement. Obviously, a lot of excitement from the fans. You see all the fans here, here to support the Trojans. So.
And a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
So tonight will be a matchup, and we'll see how Parkland is going to go out at the gate for their season.
I think it's definitely going to be just a little bit of a test for them, a little bit of, just a learning experience. Like I said earlier, I think this is going to be a big learning experience, a lot of, seeing where they can improve, what spots they need, more leadership, what spots they're excelling at too, and knowing what spots they can take advantage of. So
let's see what happens.
And Doug Bell will kick off for the Trojans, and the 2024-2025 season is underway with a touchback. So that's exciting.
Deshaun Young from George Washington did not catch the ball.
You can hear the student section saying Butterfingers, so. So we'll see the Parkland Trojans defense for the first time. Looks like the quarterback for George Washington is it's a deep pass for the first play. They took a shot deep for the first play of the game, taking a little risk there, but it was incomplete.
Looks like George Washington is getting frustrated.
Preston Mertz on the coverage for the Trojans. It'll be 2nd and 10, the Eagles.
So 2nd and 10 for George Washington. After the first incompletion. QB draw. And it's brought down, maybe a yard there, but not much for with the keeper. And Tyson Scott is the quarterback for the George Washington Eagles. So Scott kept it there, and he didn't get much there. The Trojans were all over that. So now they have 3rd and 9 here for George Washington. This Parkland defense looking to get the ball to the offense to get this offense rolling, and this game started. Scott keeps it, and it looks like he may have got the first down there. He was stopped by Liam Spang. And I think he did get the first down. 1st and 10. So, good play there. He fumbled the ball, and he was able to gain the first down. Scott hands the ball off, and that's going nowhere. Great job by the Parkland Trojans D-line.
The Parkland Trojans locked them down.
They're all over that. That was good pressure. You know, this defense seemed to get to the ball really quickly. The only, big gain they got was that 3rd and 9 they had there, where Scott kept, fumbled a little bit and kept the ball, got the first down, but Parkland seems to be all over it right now at the moment. And there is a penalty. I believe it will be offsides by George Washington. So, crucial mistake there by the Eagles. It's going to back them up on, 2nd down. So, it'll be 2nd and 16. The false start.
5-yard penalty. It'll be 2nd and 16.
Especially since they caught very little yardage, this is drastic to their game.
So now they'll be faced with a 2nd and 16. Scott hands the ball off. And, again, the Parkland Trojan defense is really quick to get into the ball. They're doing a very good job of stopping really quick.
Especially number 3, Burden Marcel, did a great job shutting it down.
Yeah. 5 in the play. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Marcel Burden, he was one of the captains for this team, and he's a linebacker, and I think he's been playing tight end on the offensive side of the ball. So he's going to be a very important name this year. He's a senior. It's going to be a very important name to pay attention to for the Trojans this year.
Especially him stepping up into the leadership role of captain.
Scott drops back. He fires deep, and it is incomplete.
Pass intended for number 12, Donnell Stevens.
It was intended for Deshaun Young, I believe, and it was broken up
by Nazim Adams, number 5 on the Trojans.
Great coverage there. That brings up 4th and 11 there for the Washington Eagles, or for the George Washington Eagles, and it looks like they still have their offense out there for the moment, so we'll see what's going on. There's something going on here.
Nas Adams will also be a player to look at this year. He is a junior. He got some playing time on varsity last year, and I think he will step up to a role this year.
All right, so they'll punt the ball. And it looks like the Trojans will be down around the 35 as well to start with the ball. 45, sorry. So the Trojans will start with the ball for the 45. Now, this is, what we've pretty much all been waiting for. Obviously, defense is exciting, but, we got to see if we can put some points on this board. So we'll see how, as Monty Guzman, we're expecting him to be the starting quarterback. We'll see how we, handles the offense in this first game for the Trojans.
It's exciting to see, especially when you lose so many people, how we will respond.
Excited to see the changes in the team. So looks like there's Don't know what the whistle was for, but
Timeout, Trojans.
there's a timeout by the Trojans. So TJ Lawrence again, he'll be the running back. Who was in the backfield by Monty Guzman. As we mentioned earlier, as Monty Guzman won the three-way quarterback battle between two other sophomores, Blake Nassery and Finn Cohen. If the last name Cohen sounds familiar, Finn's older brother Nolan was a star player for the Trojans last year, and he's at Lehigh now playing football. So
Yeah.
and I think it's just very interesting because there's a lot of pressure. Guzman, not only you want to win this football game, but you want to make sure you keep your job at quarterback. So,
especially with two players who are equally as talented.
yeah, it was a very close battle. So, all right, so 1st and 10 for the Trojans. First snap. Guzman throws the ball, complete to Nas Adams.
Guzman's pass complete. Nazir Adams.
Close to the first down, but that's what the Trojans are gonna do. I think that was a great play for the Trojans to start off with, to gain some confidence for Guzman. Get that first completion going, and get the offense rolling. Get some confidence in yourself, and believe in yourself that you can run this offense and effectively too. So 2nd and 7. Hand off to TJ Lawrence.
TJ Lawrence is staying up.
Great job driving there. He had a lot of guys on him, but he drove through. He's a very powerful running back. It's what we saw him do a lot last year. He gained the first down yardage, so first down Trojans. Another handout to Lawrence. Again, Lawrence with the power. He seems to be a very powerful power back almost. It seems more of his playing style being a power back. So it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Trojans. So 9-yard gain there.
2nd and 1 in Eagle territory.
And they're getting close to their end zone. So getting into the Eagles territory. Nas Adams in motion. Hand off again to Lawrence, but the Eagles were close to respond to that. They were almost expecting it.
I think they are catching on to what Parkland is doing with TJ.
But he did gain the first down, so it'll be first down for the Trojans on their own 31-yard line. So a pretty good start here for the Trojans on offense. They're driving down the field well. TJ Lawrence, getting those yardage, driving hard. And Guzman's doing a good job of controlling this offense. He's in an empty backfield right here, so they're expecting a pass. Do a screen pass to TJ. And TJ will be driven out of bounds.
Danelle Stevens again on the stop for the Eagles.
It was a gain of 7 for TJ Lawrence there. So, again, we said this in the beginning of the game that TJ Lawrence is going to have a big role, and we were proven right. He's been involved with all one play for this offense. So
it seems like offense is really looking to utilize him this year, and rightfully so.
TJ Lawrence, your ball carrier.
So again, TJ the ball carrier. The Eagles again, I think we're expecting that a little bit, but I think the Trojans need to run a little more effectively here. You can't run every play. So I think they actually lost yards there. It'll be 3rd and 5 on their own 26. So got to pick up the first down. You got to get in the end zone first.
Pass off to
Leo Doberman.
It was a handout to Leo Doberman, and I think he will be short of the first down.
Leo Doberman is also one of our senior captains who will be playing a role this season.
Another handoff, but it's a TJ Lawrence. They went on it for 4th and 1. And the Trojans convert on 4th and 1. I think that was a good play call to go for it. You know, you're close to the end zone. You want to get the confidence in the offense. Put up 6, sorry, before the other team does. Just to get confidence, get rolling. Know that this offense can function. Really, as we said, this is the learning experience. So all of this offense is pretty inexperienced, so you want to see what they can do.
TJ Lawrence.
Against TJ on the carry for a little gain there.
Ronaldson Bonhomie with the stop for the Eagles.
So it's just under 5 minutes to play now in this first quarter. 2nd and 9 for the Trojans and offsides. That was good.
Flag prior to the play.
Good job of Guzman drawing the Eagles offside. So far, I've been pretty impressed with Guzman. He's doing a good job of maintaining this offense, controlling everything.
Sides against the defense.
So it'll be 2nd and 4. Trojans trying to put the ball in the end zone.
To Nazim Adams.
Guzman's pass complete to Nas Adams.
So get a little gain there.
Brian on the stop. Penalty flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play, so see what that's about. And your Trojans are moving up, so it looks like there was a penalty on the George Washington Eagles. So, and it will be 1st and 4. So it's 1st and goal, 4 yards to go. I think we all know what's gonna happen here. I think they're looking to drive it in with TJ right now. It'll be a pitch to Lawrence. Lawrence is gonna take it the outside, and he's gonna get in the end zone.
Touchdown for the Trojans.
This sophomore, TJ Lawrence, has been very impressive so far on the Trojans' first drive. Great way to start off his sophomore season with a touchdown.
Especially the first touchdown of the season. Seems like he is really filling his roles.
So Doug Bell will kick for the extra point here for the Trojans. He did kick a little bit last year, but I do believe they did change kickers.
He is a senior this year.
And it's good. So the Trojans up 7-0 with 4 minutes left on the clock in this first quarter. So I think that drive kind of answered a lot of questions for us in terms of how this offense is going to look. You know, Guzman, I think, did a good job of controlling the offense, and obviously we saw TJ Lawrence, you know, being that power back, getting those yards, fighting for those yards.
We also had Nas Adams, who played some roles in getting yardage, and Leo Doberman as well.
Yeah, it seemed like Nas Adams was the main target there for Guzman, so it almost seemed like Lawrence was, you know, kind of filling in the role that Trey Tremba played last year. So we'll see. That was a great drive for the Trojans. So up 7 now.
Great way to start the season.
And Doug Bell will kick it off to the Eagles. And it will be returned. Oh, and this is oh my God. That was a great return by number 12, Deshaun Young for the Eagles. It looks like he was hit hard. That was a good return. He took it to about the 50. So the Eagles will get good field position here.
First and 10 Eagles at midfield.
Let's see how the Trojan defense responds.
I mean, that was a great response for George Washington.
Yes.
In terms of, you know, the other team puts up 7. That was a great response to start the drive off.
And especially since their first receive when he fumbled the ball.
And I think that there will be a was that a? I wonder if that was a
It was a penalty prior to the play.
It seems like that was a play clock violation. He ran out of time there. He didn't snap it early enough, so it will be on the Eagles. So back them up on first down. So now they're faced with a 1st and 15. Scott hands the ball off. And Leo Dauberman makes a good play there, taking the ball carrier down early there for, I think, actually a loss of yardage there. So great play there by the Trojans defense.
The Trojan defense seems to be pretty well.
They've been all over the ball tonight so far. You know, it's hard to, I feel like it's also hard to judge right now. You know, I don't really know the skill level of, George Washington. So it is hard to judge how this Trojan defense will look against, maybe a team like Nazareth who has a lot of talent. So Scott rolls out. He throws the ball. It's complete. And I do think it'll be good for a first down.
That was a catch by Shamir Adal Amin.
Complete. Cusco on the stop for the Trojans.
Chase Cusco was on stop. So it was not a first down, but it got them a decent amount of yardage. It'll be 3rd and 9 for the Trojans, or for the Eagles, excuse me. So we'll be 3rd and 9. And again, Scott on the keeper. He does a QB draw, and Trojans were all over that run again. Not letting him get the first down. We'll see if they go for it on 4th here. They did go last drive, so. There is a change of personnel, so I do believe they will punt the football here, and the Trojans will get another chance to put some points on the board.
Especially since they just went down in yardage again.
So the Trojan defense stepping up big here, getting 2 big stops. The Eagles were not really able to get anywhere. The opponent was almost blocked, and Nas Adams looks like was the returner on that play, but he did not get it. It's a high ball here. So the Trojans will have first down, 1st and 10 on the 49-yard line, or 38-yard line. And we'll see this second drive for the Trojans if, there's a lot of similarities in how last drive went. Alright, so 1st and 10. Guzman in the backfield. Hands it off to, that was Naquan Thompson. He got the handoff, but he was brought down quickly.
Mercedes GLE 350, license number LKA 2605, and a Honda New Jersey license plate number 978.
So Naquan Thompson, who got the handoff there, he's also a sophomore. So again, a lot of youth and new faces on this team for the Trojans this year.
I think I found the one. What do you want me to change it to?
So again, it was a handoff to Thompson. He will get some yardage here, but we're less than a minute left in this first quarter. 3rd and 7. Guzman sends Lawrence in motion. Fires, and I think it will be complete by the sideline. It was complete to Reed Andrush for, I think that'll be close to a first down.
The reception is good for a Trojan first down.
Yep, and it's good for a first down. So less than 20 seconds left here for the Trojans in this first quarter. I think they're going to have one more play.
Oh, okay. I think I found the thing now.
Hand off to TJ Lawrence on first down. Big run there by TJ Lawrence.
Deshaun Young from George Washington took him down.
You know, that's what you want to see from the young sophomore. You want to see those explosive runs. Great way to, you know, end off the first quarter. But, again, that's what you want to see, those explosive runs. TJ Lawrence has been very impressive in this first quarter for the Trojans. Exactly what you want to see from your sophomore. I think, again, that Guzman has done a good job so far of controlling and being the leader for this offense. You know, a lot of handoffs here. It looks like this is going to be a run-heavy offense this year, especially TJ Lawrence. You know, we saw Laquan Thompson run a couple times, so we'll see what role he plays as the season goes on here. But
we can definitely see how Parkland is mapping out what they are looking to do this season with their team and who they have.
It was on 3. I just changed it to 2.
So that was a good start for the Trojans, definitely, in that first quarter. They're up 7-0 going into the second quarter. Definitely a little bit of a slow-paced game. It seems like it went by fast, but I was very impressed with the Trojans' defense, and the offense has been driving well. So,
Crew sweatshirts and hoodies and baseball hats. Head over to the Spirit stand and purchase some Spirit wear today.
So the offense will come back out on 1st and 10 on their 27-yard line.
Please pick it up at the Spirit wear stand before the end of the game.
There looks like to be some issues right now, but again, this game's just a great test for the Trojans. You know, a lot of questions in their leadership, so it's interesting to see this game, how it's playing out, and who's really filling in those roles from the lost seniors last year. So Guzman with the handoff to Lawrence. Ooh, and Lawrence with a good truck there to get some good yardage.
Looks like Nazari is also in the game with Guzman.
So 2nd and 2. The Trojans are driving here. Guzman barking out some orders. TJ Lawrence again with the ball.
A fake by Osmani.
It's good for another first down. So the Trojans are really driving the ball well here. They're about to score again. And 1st and goal.
They're chomping little by little on George Washington yet again.
Clive Shadow, please come pick up your ID.
And actually, there's a timeout here, so
Timeout.
you know, I really didn't know what to expect from this team, from this George Washington team today, as well as Parkland, obviously. But I really didn't know. You know, Parkland's never played this team, so we don't really know the skill level of the George Washington Eagles. But you know, so far I've been, you know, I think they're struggling a little bit offensively, but you know, they're doing a pretty good job containing them defensively. You know, they're getting yardage on them, the Trojans, but, you know, it's not like they're scoring, you know, within 2 plays. So, I mean,
They've also had a pretty decent season last year with 8-3, only losing to ANC Northeast and ARHS. Parkland did not play them, but they were first in their conference 4-0. So it's definitely interesting to see and compare to Parkland, who is also first in our
Guzman
conference.
fires and it will be caught. I do not know if he got a foot in there, but it was out of bounds. So
That was great.
It was a good ball to Leo Doberman, but it will be out of bounds. Close touchdown there, though.
Yeah, great play, as long as they get a foot in there.
That's the type of place that you want to see your quarterback playing. That was a good, confident throw there near the end zone. So it'll be 2nd and goal here, and I think that the Trojans drew them off sides again. George Washington.
It's definitely the right look by Osmani.
Actually, I think it's a penalty on the Trojans, so they'll be dropped back a little here. They'll lose yardage, so it'll be 2nd and 15. Looking to punch it into the end zone here. In the 2nd quarter of this game, they're up 7-0. Guzman, quick pass, and there'll be some yardage there.
That was Preston Mertz, his first play of the game that he has gotten into.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a Honda vehicle, New Jersey license plate number 9787017 is blocking someone in and they need to leave as soon as possible. This is a temporary tag. You must move your vehicle immediately or
So
get towed.
3rd and 6 for the Trojans, looking to punch it into the end zone. Reed Andros in motion. Hand out to TJ Lawrence.
TJ Lawrence breaks through the D and grabs a touchdown for the Trojans.
Good job finding the hole there for Lawrence. You see him find the hole in that line and run right through it to get in that end zone. Good play there. Put another 6 up on the board for the Trojans, up 13-0 right now.
That was a great breakthrough to the George Washington D.
Bell on for the extra point. Doberman to hold.
Doug Bell will be on again for the extra point.
Looks like they're running
looks like
in.
There's a little fumble there, and Doberman will keep it. I think he got in there for the. Oh, and the 2-point conversion is good. So it looks like Doberman fumbled. You can see he fumbled the snap there, but he took it in the end zone. So those are the types of plays you want to see your playmakers making there. Good improviser there by Leo Doberman to get that 2-point conversion. That reminds me of last year we saw, 2 times Shitashi Rosenblum did the same thing as Doberman last year, and he threw the ball to convert to 2-point plays there after the field goal. So it was
It's definitely
it's
nice.
to see those plays.
It's definitely nice to see the mix of both a kick and a conversion.
Nutridge and Stevens back deep for the Eagles. Bell on for the kickoff.
So Doug Bell on for the kickoff. So now it's 15-0 here in the 2nd quarter of this ball game. And again, Trojans on their 2nd drive of the game, they drove. TJ Lawrence is the powerful running back. Again, really similar to the first drive. We did see a penalty that they got, but there is going to be some learning curve. So This ball will be returned.
Again, Deshaun Young, who returns the ball for George Washington.
But this time he didn't get much yardage there as he was brought down quickly.
By 21, Sanchez Jaron on the Trojan team. The Trojan seems to be doing really well in D and offense.
So it looks like they'll start on their 25-yard line here. And we'll see if the Eagles are probably looking to put some points up on the board. Right now, they're down. You want to try to close that gap in points. So you don't want to let this game get away from you too quickly at halftime. Scott will scramble and he's brought down in the backfield. Again, the Trojans have been all over the ball carriers. Whoever's been carrying the ball, they've been all over there.
Pretty sure they just lost yardage again.
2nd and 16 Eagles.
You can see the Trojan pack there. Excited for their first game and their lead.
Definitely energy in the stands.
So it'll be 2nd and 16 for this George Washington Eagles. Looking to make something happen here. We haven't seen a lot, couple plays here on their electric plays here, but not a lot of sparks here for their offense. And again, much of what we've been seeing early in this game, a handoff and he's brought down quickly.
TJ Lawrence shutting down number 23, Niall Waters. Just seeing TJ on the offensive end, now we can also see how he excels in the defensive end as well.
He's been thriving here tonight, making his name known, making plays on defense and offense. That's what the Trojans need. They're looking for that playmaker.
He is definitely going to be that playmaker and one of those playmakers.
If you need me to adjust the light again, I know how to do it this time.
There's number 22, Liam Spang.
So 3rd and 15 here for the Eagles. Scott will drop back. He's pressured by Reed Andrus. And and he's fumbled. Fumble is recovered. Marcel Burden hit him hard, and Leo Dauberman gets the fumble recovery, but that was a great hit there by Burden. Great play.
That is just what we're looking for from two captains coming into their first game.
You got the one captain with the hard hit and the other one you're covering the fumble. So definitely that energy and leadership we've been wanting to see from this team we saw in that play. That was amazing pressure in that backfield there on that play. But now we got 1st and 10 on their own 17, looking to increase this lead here tonight. Guzman, quick pass
to Leo Dauberman.
Quick pass to Dauberman, chomping at that yardage, trying to get in that end zone. So it will be 2nd and 2. You can see how that big play fueled the energy in this team. Looks like they're have a little more energy, a little more ants here. Guzman. Touchdown, Leo Dauberman. That was a great play action pass there. We see Guzman draw in the defense and then he throws it to Dauberman.
Dauberman came in clutch. Looks like our offense is starting to really gel together.
Yeah, I like that word you see gel together. You see them, I feel like with each drive, you see the offense grow a little more confidence. and get a little more comfortable with each other. It's way different when you're in a live game rather than practicing. They've been practicing, but when you're in a live game under the stands, under the lights.
And Bell Dog getting a point.
Oh, the extra point was no good. So it'll be 21-0 in this ball game. So I was very impressed with how that, two impressive plays there. We saw Leo Dowerman make the fumble recovery and then, get a catch and then another catch for the touchdown there. So again, I love the senior leadership there. Great play.
And it's also nice to see other players stepping up besides TJ Lawrence, which we saw in the first quarter had a lot of plays. So it's nice seeing some other names.
Yeah, you're right. You definitely don't want to be just dependent on one player. You want to spread the ball out on the offense. So.
And a lot of players, I feel, are making their names tonight. Now we have Bell Doug with the kickoff.
Will be returned
by
out
number
to the outside. Ooh, and big hit there. He took it out. That was a big hit there on the return.
By Johnston Aiden.
So good job there by the Trojans. It was good. Get some energy in there with that big hit at the end of the play. And they will start off at their own 33-yard line. George Washington's looking to get something started here, some points on the board, have some sort of spark here in this game. It's been all the Trojans here so far.
Looking to see some points on the board eventually.
It looks like there will be a timeout. Another thing that's really interesting is, in the NFL, they have changed the kickoff rules, and the kickoff looks different. There's now like a landing zone, and all the players start, within 5 yards of each other, and then there's the returners, and the defensive players can't go until the returner has touched the ball. So, high school and college ball, they have not made that change yet. It's just the NFL. So, I was just kind of reminded that watching this game. It's very interesting to see. But, I'll be interested to see if they change that in high school eventually. Because I do think it brings a little more energy to the game, and you're kind of forced to return it.
That is definitely interesting, and I as well hope they do bring it to high school.
Was a quick carry there, but he was brought down. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Again, really nothing, or 2nd and 9, sorry. Really not much energy here for the George Washington Eagles. Maybe they're a little tired from their long bus ride that they had here today.
They're from Philly, so it is not a school close by.
So Tyson Scott drops back, fires a deep pass, and it's incomplete, but yeah, there is going to be a penalty there. That was, on the coverage there, was Preston Marks.
By.
He was, definitely all over that guy. Definitely defensive pass interference.
He definitely just got a finger on it.
So that will give the George Washington Eagles some yardage there. So maybe that can light a spark in this offense. We'll see.
The offense definitely needs to have a change to get some yardage and maybe even points on the board. Tyson Scott
drops back. Oh, it's a touchdown, Eagles!
Number 12, Deshaun Young. Deshaun Young has been, I would say, one of the key players for George Washington on returns and receiving, and now a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a great play there. See them airing it out there. They took 2 deep shots in a row down the field. I'm very impressed right now with the arm of Tyson Scott, and little disappointed by the coverage there by the Trojans. On the first play they made a crucial mistake, and the defensive pass interference, but then it looked like there was nobody covering the Deshaun Young on that play. So definitely something that the Trojans would look at.
And it was Shannon Smith on the kick, which was blocked.
So it will be 21-6, but George Washington does strike with a big long pass to the end zone. So we'll see if that gives them more of a spark to carry into halftime with 7 minutes left to go in this game. Slow-paced game here.
And we'll see how the Trojans respond to their first touchdown against them this season.
Again, definitely just a learning experience, a lot to learn about, a lot to learn for this defense. Obviously now we learned something that they are going to struggle with a little bit is the deep ball, which when you play in a very competitive league, that's a little bit concerning.
Especially with key players from other teams like Nazareth and Peyton Falzone, who has a great arm.
A lot of talent in their league, like Falzone, he's commanded of Virginia Tech. So, it's definitely something that they got to look at, got to work on, and hopefully they can fix it up. And it's just a little hiccup here in the first game. They do get a little time. That's why I think this is a good game for them to start out, get a little, I don't want to say warm up, but just test them a little bit, get comfortable under these Friday Night Lights.
And that is Shannon Smith with the kick.
Looks like there's almost an onside kick there.
And number 15, Grayson Denesis.
So I think that was a little onside kick there. They tried to fool the Trojans there when they weren't expecting it. Maybe to put some, trying to cut this try to cut the lead down. But that was a good response by the Trojans. So now they will have 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line. So some work to do here.
They're pretty good at chomping down the yardage so far in this game, but we'll see how they respond after the touchdown.
So they have 3 running backs in the backfield. Interesting setup here. Oh, and now they got a 1, a little motion. So pitch to Naquan Thompson.
Breakthrough on the D.
And Thompson's going to get some good yardage there. That was a great play.
And number 12. Number 12, Deshae Young on the George Washington team with the tackle.
So that was a good design, good play design there. A little pitch to the outside.
Great yardage.
Again, handout to Thompson, but this time he's going to be brought down almost immediately. No gain on that play. 2nd and 10 now for the Trojans.
This is 2nd and down with 10 to go. Handoff.
So again for the 3rd straight play, handout to Naquan Thompson. He's going to get some yardage there, though.
It seems like a lot of the offense is doing a lot of handoffs with him and TJ Lawrence.
TJ will come in now. But this is like you said, I think this is a very run-heavy offense here, and maybe that comes with some of the inexperience at the quarterback position. They're depending on the run more, but again, when they do face a little more talented teams, it's going to be hard to just rely on the run the entire time. So that will be, again, something to think about for the Trojans. But I have been impressed with their running backs in this game.
Yes.
They lost that kid that went to Nazareth last year.
Hopefully the Trojans will get more comfortable as they go on and maybe start branching out to some other place.
So
Number 5, Nazim Adams.
So no bubble pass for a little gain there. It will be 1st and 10 on their own 31. So I do think did he get the first? Yeah, I do think he got the first down there.
They were trying to come back and fumbled and ran it all the way back.
Guzman in the backfield of Lawrence. Hand out to TJ Lawrence. And Lawrence is going to get a good gain here. He's going to get the first down and more down to the 10-yard line.
He stayed up even through the shirt pulls.
You can see him power through all those guys. Good job of keeping his legs moving. Getting up, fighting for those extra yards. They're going to hurry up the offense. Hand off to Leo Doberman here. Can Doberman get in the end zone?
Leo Doberman, your ball carrier.
Again, it looks like this offense is being very creative. They have a couple setups here, you know, handing the ball off to Doberman in the backfield, as he's usually a wide receiver, so.
It looks like they're really trying to utilize some different aspects in the game.
Trying to use all their talent that they have in the field to their advantage. And for me, it's nice to see, because as a Parkland Trojans fan, I feel like something that they have been struggling with offensively is a lack of creativity, you know, in plays on the offense side of the ball.
And we could even see in the first quarter how George Washington was almost predicting what they were going to do.
And again, hand out to, it was a pitch to Leo Doberman. So he did carry, I think he got brought down right before the end zone. Won't be a touchdown, but again, we see Doberman carrying the ball, and he's going to go in the backfield again. There's 3-back set. And now we got Reed Andros, the power back, the fullback, driving it in there in the end zone.
Another one of our senior captains who you will see a lot during this season.
So Reed is Reed is one of the experienced players on the team, so it's nice to see him getting a touchdown there. And, you know, for me that was very interesting. You know, we saw those last 3 plays. The Trojans had a 3-back set there, so that's pretty interesting. You know, almost what they run at Army, where my Trey Tremba is. So it's a different type of play style. It's something that we haven't seen the Trojans do before. So,
and that was Doug Bell with the kick for 1 point.
Now increase the Trojans lead to 28-6 here over the George Washington Eagles, with little less than 5 minutes to go until the halftime break.
You could also see in the excitement with the student section having some fun with a push-up competition.
So Doug Bell will be kicking it off again for the Trojans. And we'll see how this George Washington offense responds here.
It seems like Young has been major for George Washington, so let's see if it is him again.
He'll be brought down after a short gain. You know, and I think the key is this lead is gaining quickly for the Trojans.
And that was number 10, Cedric Taylor, who received it on George Washington.
The lead's increasing quickly here for the Trojans, so we'll see how George Washington responds. You know, you don't want to get too down. You want to make sure you're not, losing composure, getting, too upset, and making sure that you're still trying to, using the fundamentals to try to win this ball game. They'll start on their own 23-yard line, so a lot of work here to do on this drive. They want to put some points on the board.
Pass off.
Handoff will be good for some yardage, but not very much here.
That was a pass off to Niall Waters on George Washington.
Matthew Dorsey has stopped for the Trojans. 2nd and 4.
Matthew Dorsey is also a new name junior who will also be playing a great role in our defense this year.
So another handoff, but they're all over it this time.
Niall Waters, again the ball carrier.
Niall Waters, 23, was the ball carrier again.
So I've been pretty impressed with this Trojan defensive line. They're getting to the ball very quickly, responding well, reading the plays well on the handoffs.
Our defense has been pretty solid, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see when we play teams.
Yeah, the run defense looks good, but this team hasn't been passing a lot, but they scored on a long pass, so we'll see. I don't know why they aren't, airing the ball out a little bit more, spreading the ball out.
Another pass off to Niall Waters.
Niall Waters. Justin Corn on the stop for the Trojans.
Justin Corn was on the stop there for the Trojans. And there will be a timeout with almost 3:15 left to play until halftime. So the Trojans have a big lead here going in, with almost going in halftime. They have a big lead, not much time left. Looking to go into the locker room with this lead, some confidence in themselves. I think that they've done a good job containing the run on these plays, but they gotta watch that pass. They won 2 pass plays. They made a crucial mistake with the defensive pass interference, and then they got scored on with another long pass the next play. So again, I'm kind of perplexed on why George Washington hasn't gone to the pass a little bit more.
Especially since it worked last time, you would think they would want to try it at least once again.
So, like we said, a deep pass here, and it's intercepted by Preston Mertz. So Preston Mertz was the one who made the defensive pass interference, but he made the big play there.
He is another senior you will see this year on the football team that will play a big role.
Big play there by Mertz, kind of making up for his mistake there in the beginning of the game where he got that defensive pass interference. And that'll give the Trojans the ball back on their own 37, looking to increase this lead and take that energy from that big defensive play. That's the second turnover we've seen from George Washington. We had that big hit and fumble recovery earlier in the game, and now the interception. So Guzman will fire to TJ Lawrence. TJ's gonna take it to the end zone here. No one in his way.
TJ breaks through their defense and gets another touchdown for the Trojans. That run was so long, a replay can't even replay that whole thing.
Great play there, a little screen pass. TJ took it to the house. Very impressed with this sophomore in this game. That's his 3rd touchdown of the night. Great way to start off the season for the sophomore.
He is a powerhouse even as a sophomore, and we will hear much more of his name.
You know, it's exciting to, even though this Trojans team is a little inexperienced right now, it is exciting to think about what the future will look like for them since they have a lot of sophomores and juniors playing this year. With all those sophomores and juniors playing, they'll be pretty good for next year. I know we just started this season, but they'll have a lot of experience going into next year. Oh, and those are some atrocious push-ups, but
there's the push-up challenge coming from the student section. You can tell their enthusiasm, and it's great for energy going into the game.
Trying to get the crowd pumped up. So the lead will increase 35-6 here with 3 minutes left to play until the halftime break.
We will see if
Doug Bell again on the kickoff. Now again, as the lead increases, this has to be kind of demoralizing for George Washington and their offense.
Almost 30 points above George Washington. And Deshaun Young again for George Washington.
Turning it. Not going to get much there though. Taking it about to their 27-yard line. So again, a lot of work here to do for the Eagles offense.
Hopefully they are staying in the right mindset, especially with the score right now.
They don't want to see this game go into mercy rule, which is 35 points. So they're already 29 points behind. So don't want to see this game go into mercy rule before you go into the halftime break. So handoff here, and again, like we've seen all night so far, the Trojans are all over that handoff.
That was Tyson Scott to Niall Waters with the handoff yet again. It's a shame they are not doing more passes as it worked for them for their touchdown previously, and instead running it in.
I mean, they did get an interception, but they did get a touchdown too. So looks like what's the risk and reward there?
Especially with the little success they are having with.
So Tyson Scott will keep it. It's a fake handoff, but again, he won't get much yardage, having no success on that run there. It'll be 3rd and 7. Yeah, and this defensive line is really wearing down the offense. They're working their butts off right now.
It's great to see, especially at the first game and losing so many key players from last year, that our defense is still strong and is still wearing down other teams.
So 3rd and 4 here. Scott will hand it off.
Niall Waters yet again breaking through the defense a little bit more, but still the Trojan defense locking it down.
I do think he did get the first down, but there's a player down for George Washington.
Looks like number 74, Kyrie Monry Pinkney.
So again, I've been very impressed with this Trojans defensive line here. It's very exciting to see how well this defense is covering the run early on in this game. Very uplifting. Hopefully we'll see this going, continue on to other games when they face teams in their conference and a little more talented teams. We're hoping that, this defense continues to, be pretty much a brick wall here like they have tonight, giving George Washington really nowhere to go.
But I also feel they need to look at deep passes since they did let that slip through their fingers and focus on making sure our D is also strong in that as come further games down the line, we'll have a lot of deep passes and a lot of players who can complete those passes very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's game program contains information such as Parkland football rosters, senior football player and cheer bios, and senior dedications. There's a QR code with the additional
I don't know what the
rosters and team stats on page 13.
injuries here, but we see some of the players come onto the field. You never want to see a player get injured that first game of the season. It's very unfortunate, but it looks like he is being helped off. So, again, just another, punch to this Eagles team, having an injured player. We'll see how they respond to the adversity. They've been facing a ton of adversity here. Not having much on offense. Parkland driving on them fairly easily on the defensive side of the ball. So not a lot to look forward to if you're, the Eagles, but we'll see if they can get a spark here going in halftime, put some more points on the board, cut this deficit down a little bit.
Tyson Scott,
Deep pass.
incomplete.
But it was through the fingertips of
Meant for number 12, Deshaun Young, who scored their previous touchdown.
that was through the fingertips of Parker Cusco. Almost got the second interception for Trojans tonight.
Number 8, Parker Cusco, is also a senior captain who we probably will see more on later this season.
Minute to go until halftime here in this ball game and the season opener for the Trojans.
Another handoff from Tyson Scott to Niall Waters.
And he goes nowhere. Again, for the Trojans are all over that. Justin Korn was on stop, so clock's winding down.
As long as the Trojan defense holds them here, it seems like they aren't going anywhere.
You're George Washington. This game's getting a little bit out of reach from you, so you just don't want to make a big mistake here, like a fumble or something, and let the Trojans possibly put more points on the board.
Especially with the mercy rule.
Yeah. So it looks like they'll call a timeout with 17 seconds left to go. And this first half of the ball game, again, it is youth night, so it's very, good game for the future of Parkland to see kind of a domination here in the first half by the Trojans. So it's a good game for the future of Parkland football and
getting them excited for their future and what they're going to contribute for us one day.
And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel here. There's a lot more content, so make sure to subscribe to Parkland TV and Film.
Also, social medias like Instagram.
So handoff here. And
looks like they're staying up.
Little like rugby-like play there.
Waters again was the ball carrier for George Washington.
That was an interesting play. We saw that, like, you see there's a lot of football, that almost rugby type play where it's just the ball carrier and then his offensive line, entire team pretty much pushing him forward. We've seen the Philadelphia Eagles strive off that, but you know, the George Washington Eagles use that right there to gain some yards, but it will be 4th and 3 with 7 seconds to go. I will assume they'll go for it because it's going to halftime.
Their punts on George Washington have not been the strongest previously.
Yeah, their punt game was not very good, so I will assume, I think it's safe to assume that they're going to go for this. Again, a very slow-paced game here for the first game of the season. And home opener here for the Trojans. 7 seconds left to go until halftime.
Looking for the pass.
So deep shot down the field, and it is intercepted again by Preston Mertz. He gets his second INT of the night.
Still going, taken down by number 7, Maximilian Bradishowski on George Washington. Great received by Preston Mertz.
So great play there by Mertz. You know, very impressive here from getting 2 interceptions in the home opener. So good job there by the defense. You know, maybe we do know now why they didn't take too many shots down the field. You know, maybe we were a little misled by that one touchdown because, you know, the other 2 deep shots had been interceptions. So
maybe they just got lucky or...
Yeah. So big lead here by the Trojans. Pretty much complete domination here in the first half of this ball game. You know, hopefully that trend will continue in the second half, going into the locker room up 35-6. You know, we've seen some impressive stuff here tonight from the offense and defense side of the ball.
It was definitely nice to see the defense adapt and respond to the George Washington touchdown with the pass going deep. Now pressuring the deep passes and really getting a control on it.
And, you know, again, the biggest things I take away from that first half of play was, you know, a very, very run-heavy offense, but we saw some interesting and little creativity happening. A lot of creative things happening on the offense side of the ball, something that we don't normally see from this Parkland offense. They're, you know, not very creative. So we saw a 3-back set there, which was very interesting to me. We saw Leo Doberman at wide receiver getting some handoffs in the backfield. But another thing that we saw a lot of was TJ Lawrence with 3 touchdowns in the first half as a sophomore. And we saw Naquan Thompson get some ball carries too.
We will really see Leo Doberman and TJ Lawrence, I think, step up for really leading the team in points this season. And Leo Doberman adding on to his creativity, taking it in for the 2-point conversion.
Well, they seem to be the 2 big playmakers here for the offense so far. You know, again, this is a good test here for their first game. We can see this Eagles team isn't as talented as some of the other teams they will be facing in the depth of, in the midst of the season. So it's, you know, very nice to see that they are thriving in this game. And you know, you want to see those big plays. You want to gain confidence in each other, you know, teammates. It's all about trusting each other. So this is definitely just a great game to open up with. You know, run your plays, get under those Friday night lights, get the nerves out. and see how this football team's gonna look.
And it's not even offense who has all the key players. You can look at number 22, Liam Spang, and Preston Mertz, number 10, and number 8, Parker Cusco, who have also done a phenomenal job holding the D.
Yeah, the defense was very on the ball tonight. Literally, as soon as they got a handoff, they were pretty much on it. The defensive line did an amazing job in this opening first half. I'm hoping to see that more in the second half. Very dominant game here on the line. So, I will be interested to see what the Trojans do in the second half. If this league gets too far out, I wouldn't be too surprised if they start putting in some other players. We don't want to see this game. We might see the Mercer will come into effect. Now we'll see our band play here, and we'll go into the halftime break.
And now, under the field direction of drum majors, Caitlin Natia, Alan Sisson, and Andrew Rivera, put your hands together and let's party with the Parkland High School Trojan Marching Band.
it's young. Time to go to bed. Cool night.
Is it 8:30 or 9:30? Make up your mind.
Too much sugar? Playing games?
What do you mean?
My bedtime's 8:30.
You're asleep.
I go to sleep. I have to be at school at 6:30.
What time did you have to be on the bus when you were driving? That's all. Keeping tabs on it?
And welcome back as we go into this second half of play. Again, we saw a lot of good things in the beginning of this game in the first half. We saw this offense driving the ball with Asmani Guzman at quarterback. We saw TJ Lawrence thriving on the offensive side of the ball and on the defense side of the ball making plays. We saw a fumble and 2 interceptions. So Parkland, very impressive first game here.
We can also look at Leo Dauberman and Parko Cusco, who have also made an impact on the game tonight, 2 captains. So it's very interesting to see the leadership that has taken place tonight.
I love how, Parkland seems to be putting the pieces together a little bit in this first ball game that they're playing. We saw there was a lot of question marks going into this game about this team. A lot of, the big question mark was the quarterback battle and who would be, running the offense. Who would be, their main ball carrier? We kind of knew that answer was going to be TJ Lawrence, but who were going to be their wide receivers? There was a lot of unknown questions about this team that we're finding out tonight, and I'm very impressed so far with how this team has played. The defense, the D-line has been all over the ball. And they're making it very, very difficult for George Washington really to do anything. George Washington's struggling right now.
George Washington key players are Tyson Scott, Niall Waters, and Deshaun Young, with the person who scored the touchdown previously. So those are the 3 key players that have been trying to keep them in the game tonight. Hopefully they don't lose some hope as you look at the score.
Yeah, so the Trojans will start with the ball, and they already have a 29-point lead. So if they score here and, the field goal is good, the mercy rule will be in effect already. So, you never really want to see that, but it might be a possibility. So, again, very impressive first half for the Trojans. I'm excited to see how the second half plays out. I think another, big thing I, got excited about watching as a person who has been watching Parkland football for a while, is they had some very, creative plays there on, offensively. A 3-back set handing off to their wide receiver, Leo Dauberman. That's something that we don't see a lot from Parkland. And I, as a fan, was very happy to see that. I was very happy to see some creativity. In the past, we've kind of just seen them hand the ball off, right, left, every single play, and then pass, creative pass plays. But so that was very, I was very eager to see that. So
I think this year we're going to see a lot of creativity with losing so many people and trying to fill in those spots, just being creative and giving the leadership roles and filling them in.
you know, with all the losses that they do have, you have to use the talent you have to your advantage. And I think that because they're, I don't want to say, you know, they did have a close quarterback competition, so I don't know if they do have the most confidence in, you know, the pass right now. And just in the beginning of the season, I'm saying I don't know if they're that confident in the pass yet. So we saw a lot of, you know, handoffs, a lot of running the ball, and I think that will be you know, that's always how Parkland has run their football, run their offense. But I think that I was very happy to see that they were changing it up a little bit with the plays, you know, not making it so predictable as it used to be. And hopefully they do gain some confidence in the pass too, so they can spread the ball out a little more. But again, Parkland will start with the ball here in this first half.
And as the game progresses, Osmani Guzman has become more comfortable as the quarterback as of right now for the Parkland Trojans.
Yeah, I think Guzman has gained a lot of confidence. You know, we saw him be able to control the offense a little bit better as the game went on. I was happy to see the production that he had. You know, completing some passes. He completed a touchdown to Leo Doberman. But you know, I'm sure that felt good for him as he was battling for that position all, you know, summer long. So I know, you know, for him, getting that, you know, first touchdown pass, completing those passes, driving down the field with the offense under those Friday night lights definitely felt good for him.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see him step into this role, and I feel he's doing it well.
All right, so now they'll kick the ball off. And the second way of this ball game is underway. And it will be a touchback, so the Trojans will start on their own 20-yard line. And we'll see how this offense starts off in the first drive of the second half.
On a Philadelphia Eagle lanyard, a lost key on the Philadelphia Eagle lanyard. Obviously, this person has poor taste in
again, we saw a lot of impressive things in this, you know, first half. Again, I think that this game is a little bit of a domination for Parkland, so we'll see how the second half plays out.
It's
Parkland
good.
will continue its domination.
It's good for this young team to get many wins under their belt just to grow their confidence more and more.
The experience is definitely helping them right now. So quick pass here to Leo Doberman. He'll break a tackle. And he's going to get some good yards here. Might take it all. Can he take it all the way? No, he'll get brought down.
That must feel good for the Parkland Trojans with Leo Doberman running it all the way down.
That was a great pass there. Good read there by Guzman. As we said, Guzman gaining confidence here. Now it will be 1st and 10. Guzman with the ball, handed off to TJ Lawrence. And TJ will take it to the 5-yard line. It's a good, powerful run there by Lawrence. And Lawrence looks to be down a little bit. That's one of the effects of running the ball so heavily. Hopefully he's okay.
He is such a key player, so hopefully no one is injured.
You don't want to see your star players going down, but I think he will take a little bit of a breather. And he's running off the field, so he's good. But, so the Trojans are in, they have 5 yards to go. It will be 1st and goal. GJ drove it to the 5-yard line. We'll see if they can punch it in, and this mercy rule will go into effect already in this second half.
can see the student section getting hyped for the game, spreading the energy.
A lot of energy here as summer winds down and we'll be going back to school in 3 days. So they're enjoying the last bit of summer we have here. See the drum line going strong.
Thomas in your ball carrier.
So Jaquan Thompson was the ball carrier there. And Trojans looking to punch it in here. See that power back, Reed Andrus. He had a touchdown earlier in the game. We'll see if he can get number 2. And he will. He'll get his second touchdown of the night. Touchdown, Trojans.
Now if they get this field goal, the mercy rule will be applied.
Touchdown Trojans number 2, Reed Andrews.
So again, we see one of the captains there, Reed Andrus, playing a big part here tonight, making some plays on that defensive line, and now he has 2 touchdowns as his number goes on the night. So spreading the love here tonight, the Trojans, a lot of different scorers here. We see TJ Lawrence scoring and Reed Andrus and Leo Doberman. So, and the field goal is good.
Doberman on the hold with 10:56 remaining in the third quarter. Parkland at 42.
So that will increase Parkland's lead to 42-6, and that is just going to give more energy to the student section. So again, it seems that the Trojans are continuing to dominate here in the second half as we see them just drive pretty easily through the Eagles defense. We'll see how they do here, how the Eagles respond here, trying to, find some life to, put some points on the board.
We have Doug Bell kicking for the Trojans.
Yeah, I think you can put as many as you want. Yeah, because onside kick or whatever.
And it will be returned by number 15. He's going to make some juke speed, going to be brought down by the Trojans very quickly for a little to no gain there.
Michael Carr again on the stop for the Trojans.
Michael Carr was on the stop for the Trojans. And number...
We got different kids in there now on defense.
So we'll see if there's a recurring theme here from the Trojans D-line as they were getting all over the ball. They were not letting them run really at all. Their run was pretty much non-existent in the first half. So again, it will be a handoff and the Trojans are all over that.
Interesting to see that they keep playing the handoff to Niall Waters.
Niall Waters, your ball carrier.
So Waters has been the main ball carrier for the Eagles tonight. He's been playing a big role, taking a lot of the carries. So empty backfield here. Looks like they're going to see if they take a shot downfield, and it will be a handoff
to number 10.
It was a handoff to number 10. But then number 12, Cooper Bauer, was all over that for the Trojans, not letting them go anywhere. So this George Washington offense really has they seem like they have nowhere to go. I'm very impressed with this Trojans defense tonight. Great first game here. setting the tone for the rest of the season, possibly. So Scott rolls out looking for someone to throw the ball to, and it's incomplete.
And that's intended for Coleman, incomplete.
The defense is playing like they want to get to Applebee's half-apps.
Trying to end this game quickly with the mercy rule in effect. So it'll be 4th and 9. And it looks like the offense will stay out here. So, you know, why not, if you're the Eagles, why not take a risk here and go for it? Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind, they're punting. So, see the punt game here and it will roll out of bounds at about the 50-yard line for the Trojans. That's where their start. And again, just complete domination there defensively for the Trojans. Nowhere to go for the Eagles. The mercy rule is in effect now, so this game will go quickly now, and it looks like they are changing some personnel as we see number 7, Blake Nassery, in at QB here, and Laquan Thompson, we've seen him get some carries here tonight, but you know, TJ Lawrence has been the main ball carrier, and it looks like he's in the backfield now, so. So Caleb Corsa was on the carry, but he didn't have much. Nowhere to go there. We can see inside look of the student section. So 2nd and 10 here for the Trojans.
It's nice to see Blake Nassery getting some experience as quarterback, as the fight for that role was so close.
You know, they're just trying to give their whole team some experience here. That's the good thing about these games where they're dominating. You can get everyone in. So, you know, if something does happen, everyone has the experience. And Caleb Corsa again with carry on 2nd and 9.
Chase Englund on the stop for the Eagles.
You know, and maybe they are still a little bit, you know, seeing how Nassery plays here. Seeing if he can, I mean, I think Guzman did a good job to solidify himself as the QB1 here tonight. You know, and if you're Nassery, you just want to play solid here in these final, you know, in these minutes to, you know, prove yourself too. So screen pass to number 25. He'll get some good yardage here on 3rd and 6.
That was to Jackson Grullo, 25.
It will be 4th and 1 here. The clock winding down quickly with the mercy rule in effect. We see Nassery and Corsa in the backfield. Corsa with the handoff. He'll get the first down and a little bit more. See him find the holes in the offensive line and get that first to convert on downs. So already 5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter of play. Another handoff to Corsa. Tries to shake the defender there, but he'll get brought down.
Young on George Washington, bringing down Corsa.
run game has been looking very effective and strong here tonight for the Trojans. And, you know, that's a common scene we see in the past in history.
And it's nice to see they can utilize other players besides TJ Lawrence while doing these plays.
Okay, of course, I'll get another carry to drive them closer to the end zone. It will be 3rd and goal on the 1-yard line. Or 2nd and goal. Hand off again to Corsa. Can he drive it in for the 6? Yes, he can. Touchdown Trojans.
That must be a great feeling for junior Caleb Corsa.
It always feels great, you know, getting in the end zone, getting some experience here. I love how this coaching staff is getting everyone in with it, you know, with a team that's fairly new and inexperienced. It's amazing to see everyone play, so everyone can get those nerves out and see what it's like. And the field goal is good.
Extra point is good.
Extra point by Doug Bell.
And that will increase the lead for the Trojan. It is 49-6 here with 3 minutes and 39 seconds left to play in this 3rd quarter. Pretty much domination here in this first outing by the Trojans, first home game, youth night. A great way to show, you know, the expectations here for the youth, what the expectation is once you get on varsity. And when you're wearing that Parkland jersey, you know, the expectation is greatness. And honestly, I think that the Parkland Trojans have, you know, done a good job, you know, leading up to that expectation, living up to the expectations. You know, they won a district, they lost, their only loss last year came in the district championship. So they have very high expectations when it comes to how many wins they have, how they play. You know, so it's amazing to see that this team is not putting too, you know, I'm sure they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves. You know, they lost a lot of players, so I'm very happy to see how they've played in this first game.
We have a change in the kicker with Grayson Deniskis.
And the return will be brought down quickly. And Omar Mohad was the one to stop the return there for the Trojans. And it will be 1st and 10 for George Washington on their own 27-yard line with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in this 3rd quarter. You know, it seems like the energy is still going strong here for the Trojans, and that's what you love to see. You love to see the energy going through all 3 levels, offense, defense, and special teams. Scott on the keeper. Nowhere to go, really.
Tyson Scott tried to do a fake, but ended up failing.
It looks like there may have been they're backing up, but it must have been a penalty on the play there. So now it's 1st and 20, so there definitely was a penalty on the play. Don't know what it was. But that's just another hit to this team, to this George Washington team. Another punch they have to roll with. Scott on the keeper again on 1st and 20.
Tyson Scott on the keeper.
brought down quickly. He will gain some of that 20 yards back though. And now it will be 2nd and 10 on their 27-yard line, so back to where they want to be a little bit. Scott seems to be a very elusive quarterback. I've been impressed with his running ability here in this game, despite the success the Trojans have had stopping the run.
Another pass off to Niall Waters.
So now the Eagles will face a 3rd and 7 as the clock winds down in this 3rd quarter. Scott, keep the ball, looking to pass. Deep shot here, jump ball, and is incomplete.
George Washington looking to have those completed passes and just not having them must not feel good.
They're looking for some sort of spark here, but now they have a player down.
Looks like number 10.
You know, and George Washington seems to really be struggling here tonight. They have not had much success offensively, and obviously the Trojans have put 49 points up on the board against them. So not a lot of success here, but you know, anytime you play, you can learn. It's always good to play against, you know, out-of-conference teams. You learn a lot about yourself as a team, as a family, and what you need to improve on and what you can do better and where you really need to focus your energy on and to, you know, get more wins and to win games like this.
I definitely feel like this was a good first game for the Parkland Trojans. Looks like number 10 is walking off the field for George Washington.
You know, and there was a lot of doubts, I think, going into this game, a lot of question marks going into this game for the Trojans. So I think that, you know, it's safe to say that they're going to win this ball game. Getting a win and getting a pretty dominating win definitely gives you confidence for, you know, the next couple weeks of this hard season that they're going to face.
And being able to be dominated so early into the game, having us to be able to have some players that might have time on the field but not starting and just gaining that experience is really nice.
So the Eagles will punt here on 4th and 7. Oh, it was a fake punt. Will they get the first down? I think they will. They'll get the first down and convert here. So a little spark here despite the large lead here for the Trojans. A little spark that George Washington has found with a fake punt. You always love to see those special team plays. Get you amped up, and that's what the Friday Night Lights are all about, those exciting plays. And the clock winds down here as we will get to our 4th quarter of play, our final quarter in this ball game, in a dominating game so far by the Trojans with the lead 49-6 with just the 4th quarter remaining.
Definitely interesting to see how George Washington will respond.
Yeah, and even though the George Washington did have some troubles tonight, it is, I'm sure for them it's exciting to see plays like that. It gives you confidence for, what the rest of the season. There are, good things that come out of losses. You learn when you lose. Winning is great, but you learn more from losses. So.
And it's definitely interesting for us playing them for the first time, and I'm sure interesting for them playing us for the first time as well.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on their own 36 to start off this fourth quarter for the Eagles. Scott will roll out, and it's intercepted by number 25. Third interception and fourth turnover for this Parkland defense. Again, this Parkland defense has been dominant tonight, showing their skills. So let's see the Parkland.
Fun fact, George Washington's teeth were not wooden and actually made out of ivory. It's a very common misconception. And did you know, speaking of white, he didn't live
in the White House. He was actually the only president to not live in the White House. Back to business here for Blake Nastery on 2nd and 8.
Handoff to number 24.
Caleb Corsa again, carry. And he will have not much room to run there. Get brought down quickly.
Definitely hearing Caleb Corsa's name a lot. Hopefully more this season. Speaking of hearing, George Washington also lost his hearing later in his life.
Again, Corsa on the carry on 3rd and 2. He'll get the first down and more.
Speaking of numbers, George Washington was the first president. What do you call George Washington's false teeth? Presidentures.
We're having fun with some George Washington stuff here tonight. As not a common opponent for the Trojans here. Out of conference game again. They're from Philadelphia. And off again the Corsa.
Corsa, your ball carrier.
1st and 10.
Quick update in the fourth quarter. Emmaus 14, Neshaminy 14.
And kind of clock is winding down here in this dominant game by the Trojans. Mercy rule in effect. Players are able to get some extra reps in here. Some game experience under the Friday night lights.
It is definitely a positive experience for the Parkland Trojans for their first game of the season.
And Corsa is taken down quickly on 2nd and 6.
By number 8, Patrick Wright Jr. stopping him. Fun fact, George Washington's favorite dessert was hoe cakes.
So 3rd and 7 here for the Trojan again. A handoff to Corsa, and I don't think he won't get the first down.
Looks like 26 on George Washington is lying down. Speaking of lying down, why did George Washington have trouble sleeping? Because he couldn't lie.
Some credit George Washington to the invention of the football game. So 4th and 1 here, the Trojans will go for it. Again, Corsa on the carry, as he's been pretty much the ball carrier for most of this drive. He'll get the first down for the Trojans.
Did you hear about the one about the crook George Washington? He committed Valley forgery.
First and 10 here for the Trojans, trying to punch it into the end zone.
Caleb Corsa.
Corsa is racking up the stats here tonight with all these carries, and he will get a gain of 2 yards here. And now we'll see number 47 in the backfield for the Trojans. That is Julius Silva.
Julius Silva, your ball carrier.
So
First and goal, Trojans.
it's 1st and 2 for the Trojans. 1st and goal. And Julius Silva will get a touchdown here tonight for the Trojans. Someone's just a 10th grader, so it's nice to see, again, a sophomore scoring here tonight. Future's looking bright for the Trojans. Again, a young team. And a lot of young players scoring.
A lot of sophomores and juniors stepping up.
And with just 5 minutes left to play in this game, the Trojans are going to be up 55-6 right now. And the field goal is no good, so the Trojans' lead will stay at 55-6 with 5 minutes left in this game. And next week, the Trojans will be at Freedom next Friday, so that will be a tough game for them. Tough second game to run into. Freedom's a very talented team historically, and I'm sure it'll be no different this year. You know, another powerhouse team that they'll face in the second game.
Definitely going to be different than this game. They had a 6-5 record last year and 5th in the conference, 4-4.
And on the 20th, the Trojans will be home again against Nazareth. So you can join us back here for that. And from a generous grant from the Parkland Education Foundation, we will be using a new replay system. So that will be fun, and that will be another very good game. A very fun game to watch whenever the Blue Eagles and Trojans face off against each other. Last year we saw in the first game that they played against each other, the Trojans came on top, and it was only due to a touchdown with a minute left in the game that they won. And then the Trojans lost a heartbreaker in the district championship.
Their only loss too.
Yeah, their only loss last season. So obviously this is a different team, but but the Nazareth Blue Eagles, mostly for the most part, they did lose some key players, but they still have their running back and quarterback coming back, and a very talented quarterback at that.
And hopefully Trojans will see a win next week. With last year they won 35-0 against Freedom.
Pushed out of bounds by Ethan Johnston. The completion is good for George Washington. First down.
So George Washington got first down there.
Also, thank you for our enthusiasm through our students shown in our student pack, for coming out days before the first day of school and showing your school spirit.
New quarterback here for George Washington, and it will be picked off! The 4th pick of the night, and this might be a pick 6.
What a run by number 15, Grayson Disick.
4th pick of the night to the Trojans, and it's taken to the house. What a play. That's what you love to see from your defense. Great read there.
You should be excited about this defense. What a play.
Read the quarterback's eyes like a book. Speaking of school. And again, that will just increase the Trojans' lead, and this is, again, looking like an even more dominant win as this score just keeps on piling on for the Trojans.
This win will definitely bring excitement carrying into our first day of school on Monday. Looks like we have number 15 kicking.
Extra point is good.
And the extra point is good.
So that increases the lead 62-6 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this game.
After the George Washington touchdown, it seems like the Trojans really regrouped and came together for this game.
Yeah, again, I mean, there won't be a lot to take away from this game when you rewatch the film for Parkland, but I think that the big thing was, with all these new players who didn't get a lot of playing time last year, you got to get game experience. You got to see what it feels like. You got to shake the nerves out a little bit, and that will really help them when they play against a more, I think, what's going to be a more competitive matchup next week against Freedom. It definitely will help them it will be more challenging, but it's definitely helped them that they got this game under their belt, experience under their belt, to help them for next week. So number 15 just got the pick 6. We'll kick off now.
Deshaun Young carrying the ball for George Washington. Speaking of carrying the ball, how did George Washington score the winning touchdown? He ran it across the Delaware River line.
It's also just very nice to hear and see the energy back into the stadium. You know, I always love when fall rolls around. I love summer so much, but, you know, my family is a football family, so when fall rolls around, it's always a great time. You know, both my brothers aren't playing for Parkland anymore. It's still exciting to see these
Definitely
games.
the feeling of football, fall, and school coming around is a great feeling.
It also just puts more energy into the school.
Starbucks released their fall items just for this occasion. True fact, George Washington invented pumpkin spice.
So they lost George Washington lost yardage there on that play. Lost 1 yard with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this complete dominating game by the Trojans. And this is pretty much just all for show here in this final 2 minutes of the game with a 62-6 lead. Quick pass, number 20. We'll take it to the outside and we'll get tackled after a short gain. Matthew Scott was on the stop for the Trojans. And a minute and 30 left to play in this ball game. The Eagles have the ball. Deep shot downfield. And that was who was playing quarterback. That was Scott. But now he's our wide receiver, and I don't know if that was complete. I think it was out of bounds.
George Washington trying to change it up a bit just to see if they can grasp any more points on the board.
Under a minute to go in this ball game. Couple, maybe 2 more plays that George Washington will be able to run, and that'll be a wrap here tonight. Another deep shot, and it is what's close to a touchdown. It was another deep shot to Scott. It will be complete. He was covered by Ty Brudeben. There's 26 seconds left to go. I mean, big play there, but
Trojans hoping not to let George Washington get any more points. It may be a long shot, but I do smell a comeback.
Yeah, they can put about 26 seconds left to go. It seems realistic.
Yeah.
It is nice though for these, the younger players to get reps in this game. Final minutes of the game, most of these second half was younger players coming in who, usually will be playing on JV. But, that's how Parkland, I saw Keith Groller post something. He said Parkland doesn't rebuild, they reload. And that's kind of how they reload. They have these dominating wins, and they have these players who already have had experience on varsity playing in these final minutes, and it definitely helps them. As you can see, they were able to reload this year, even though there's a lot of question marks going in, and that will be a late game touchdown with 25 seconds left to go for the Eagles, which will cut the deficit down by a little bit, 62-12.
especially with the youth with us tonight, you can see how North Parkland and South Parkland come together and just dominate on the field as one.
Yeah, and when they're in the youth teams, they play separately, but once they come to middle school, they have to merge together and play together as one team, so that's definitely a learning curve. And that'll be incomplete. Intended pass again for Scott. But yeah, like I said, they merge together, and it's a little bit of a learning curve for each other. They have to get used to each other, you know. I know from experience from my brothers, they are pretty big rivals, actually, North Parkland and South Parkland in the youth league, so it's very fun and kind of interesting to see them come together and play as one. It's a little, there's some little tension there when they do have to come and play. It's kind of hard. But, you know, obviously they've had a lot of success with each other. I mean, as you can see, Parkland keeps on reloading each year, and this year's looking very promising for the Trojans.
It's especially nice to have nights like this where our youth can watch and see what happens when we do come together and the product of that outcome.
So with 25 seconds left to go, there will be another, George Washington will kick the ball off. I'll assume that, you know, Parkland will receive, and then they'll just, you know, get in victory formation with a QB kneel. Kickoff. And 25 will return it for a little bit yardage with 17 seconds left to go. And it looks like are they letting the clock it looks like they're just gonna let the clock play out. So that'll wrap this dominating ball game up for the Trojans with a victory over George Washington from Philadelphia. They won 62-12. Very promising win for the Trojans. We see a lot of new faces, a lot of, you know, great things from players like TJ Lawrence. He was a big player this game. 3 touchdowns on the night for him. We saw Leo Doberman get 2 touchdowns, 1 receiving, 1 running. And saw Reed Andrus score 2 touchdowns too at power back there, close to the end zone. So spreading the ball around. I love to see the creativity. The Trojans usually not very creative offensively, but I saw a 3-back set, which is something I've never seen the Trojans do. I love to see the creativity offensively. A lot of promising things. Obviously, they were a little more talented here tonight than their opponent, but next week against Freedom will be a little tougher matchup.
It's great to see how the Trojans respond from such a drastic loss in their roster from all the seniors, and how the captains this year stepped up and led our team, and people like Osmani Guzman as our quarterback and Leo Doberman really making their names known.
Yeah, I mean, I think Guzman did a great job tonight controlling the offense when he was in. He didn't play in the second half, but he did a great job with the reps that he got. He did a good job being a leader, good job driving down the field. That's what you want to see from your quarterback. You want to see confidence. I think the confidence grew as a whole in this team. I could tell just the morale was increasing as the game went on. And this is just a great win to get under their belts. Great experience for their first win of the season, and hopefully we see a lot more of wins for the Trojans as the season comes on.
Hopefully they will pull out a win next week against Freedom like they did last year.
Yep, so Hopefully you guys can join us back in week 3 against the Nazareth Blue Eagles. Again, we'll have a replay system, new replay system, granted by the Parkland Education Foundation. So make sure to join us back for that exciting matchup. It's always fun when we see the Blue Eagles and Trojans faced off against each other. Going to be a great game. 2 very talented teams, and very promising for the Trojans. Very good win here tonight.
And don't forget to subscribe and follow Parkland TV Studio for more content like this.
All right, and now I'll sign it off.
I'm always offering. Like my son plays in a soccer team, and I'm always offering, like, to make coach that. You know what I mean? Like, this is coach no all the time. I feel bad for his wife.
Well, that's so. As my one friend who coached football would say, new program, first time head coach. First game, one of the first games we played.
hell!